Welcome to another deep dive. Today, we're going deep into the world of legal AI tools.
Okay.
We're not talking about just any AI.
Yeah.
We're talking about AI that's, specifically developed for the legal profession.
Right.
So think of it like this.
Okay.
AI is revolutionizing nearly every industry right now.
Right.
But if you want to use AI in law, you need, specialized tools designed to handle, like, the unique challenges and opportunities in the legal world.
Yeah. That's a great point.
Right.
The legal profession is built on precedent, complex terminology, and ethical considerations.
Mm-hmm.
And, general purpose AI just isn't equipped to handle all of that.
Right.
And that's really why we need specialized tools that can, they can understand the nuances of legal language,
Yeah.
navigate sensitive data with, the utmost confidentiality,
Right.
and operate within the bounds of legal ethics.
Yeah, it's like you can't just throw any AI at a legal problem and expect it to, like, magically understand all the complexities.
Exactly.
So we're diving into excerpts from a chapter focusing on this exact topic, legal AI tools and their real-world applications.
And what's fascinating about this field is that,
Yeah.
we're moving beyond the hype and into a phase where we can see tangible, practical benefits.
Yeah, that's what I'm excited about. So much of the conversation around AI is like theoretical and
Yeah.
but today we're going to look at how these, specialized tools are actually being used,
Right.
what their strengths and limitations are,
Yes.
and what you need to know to evaluate them.
Exactly. And we'll also explore some of the deeper implications of using AI in law.
Yeah.
Because it's not just about adopting new technology. It's about understanding how that technology can reshape the legal profession itself.
Okay, so first things first.
Yeah.
Why do we even need specialized legal AI? Can't we just use like those general AI chatbots that everyone's talking about?
Okay, so think about a massive data breach at a law firm.
Oh, wow. Yeah.
That kind of event can be devastating,
Yeah.
not just financially, but reputationally as well.
Yeah.
Now imagine a legal AI platform with built-in, top-tier security measures,
Yeah.
specifically designed to prevent those kinds of breaches.
Right.
That's just one example of why this specialization is so important.
And what about the actual language of law?
Mm.
Legal jargon can be pretty intimidating. Oh, yeah. Even for lawyers sometimes.
Exactly,
Yeah.
exactly.
Right.
A general-purpose chatbot might be able to string together, grammatically correct sentences, but it wouldn't know the difference between fee simple and fee tail.
Oh, right.
And when it comes to the law, those kinds of distinctions matter.
It's like asking a chatbot to draft a contract using terms it doesn't truly understand.
Precisely. You might end up with a contract that's, riddled with errors,
Yeah.
ambiguities, or worse, clauses that are completely unenforceable.
Right. Specialized legal AI tools, on the other hand, are trained on massive data sets of legal texts. Okay. Contracts, statutes, case law.
Yeah.
So they understand the specific terminology and how it's used in a legal context.
So specialized legal AI matters because it speaks the language, it understands the need for strict confidentiality,
Right.
and it's designed to work within, the specific ethical guidelines of the legal profession.
Exactly.
What else should we be thinking about when it comes to legal AI?
Integration with existing law firm software is another crucial factor.
Okay.
It's not enough for a legal AI tool to be powerful in isolation.
Right.
It needs to seamlessly integrate with the systems that lawyers are already using.
Like document management systems, billing software,
Exactly.
all the other tools that are essential to a modern law practice.
Exactly. And that level of integration is often missing from, general purpose AI tools.
Okay.
Specialized legal AI is designed to plug right into those workflows.
Making it much easier for lawyers to, adopt and use effectively.
So it sounds like before you even consider using a legal AI tool, there are some serious questions you need to ask. It's not as simple as just downloading the latest chatbot app.
Right. There are crucial considerations that go beyond the initial excitement of using AI. It's like, having a checklist.
Yeah.
To make sure you're choosing the right tool for the job.
Right.
A tool that won't create more problems than it solves.
Okay, let's get that checklist started. What are the first things we should be asking?
Data security and confidentiality are absolutely non-negotiable. This is paramount in legal work.
Yeah.
Perhaps more so than in any other profession.
Right.
You need to know exactly where and how the AI vendor is storing your data,
Okay.
whether it's encrypted,
Yeah.
who has access to it,
Right.
and what kind of safeguards are in place to prevent unauthorized access or breaches.
So we're talking about more than just, basic password protection.
Right.
We're talking about systems designed to meet, like, the highest standards of data security.
Exactly. Look for SOC2 compliance as a good starting point.
Okay.
It's a security standard specifically designed to protect sensitive data.
So data security is at the top of the list.
Yes.
What comes next?
Domain-specific accuracy is another crucial factor.
Okay.
It's not enough for an AI to be smart.
Yeah.
It has to be smart about the law.
Right.
And that means it needs to be trained on legal texts,
Okay.
legal principles, legal reasoning.
Right. Otherwise, it's like having like a brilliant mathematician trying to argue a case in court.
Yes.
They might be like incredibly intelligent, but without legal training, we're not going to be very effective.
That's a great way to put it.
Right.
And when you're, evaluating a legal AI tool, look for real-world examples of its performance in legal settings.
So, like,
Ask for case studies, testimonials from other law firms,
okay.
or data on, how the AI has been used in similar situations.
So it's not just about taking the vendor's word for it.
Right.
You need to see evidence that the AI can actually deliver on its promises.
Yes.
What else should we be asking?
Think about the ethics of using AI in a legal context.
Oh,
We as a profession are bound by a strict code of ethics.
yeah.
And any technology we use needs to operate within those boundaries.
Right.
So be wary of any tool that claims to replace lawyers entirely.
So the red flag is like any AI that positions itself as a replacement for, a human lawyer.
Absolutely. That's not only unrealistic,
Yeah.
but it's also ethically problematic.
Right.
The lawyer is ultimately responsible for the legal advice and representation they provide.
Right.
AI tools should be seen as powerful assistants,
Mhm.
not replacements.
Which brings us to the next question on our checklist. What about explainability and customization?
You want to be able to understand how the AI reached its conclusions.
Right.
You don't want a black box
Yeah.
where you input data and get an answer without any insight into the reasoning behind it.
So it's about like transparency,
Yeah.
being able to like see the AI's thought process.
Right. This is especially important in legal work,
Yeah.
where we need to be able to explain, our reasoning
Right.
to clients, to judges,
Yeah.
to
Right.
opposing counsel.
Right.
And ideally, you also want, a tool that you can customize
Yeah.
to fit your firm's specific needs and preferences.
So it's not like a one-size-fits-all situation.
Not at all. Different firms have different workflows, different areas of expertise,
Mhm.
and different ways of working with clients.
Right.
A good legal AI tool will allow for a degree of customization
Yeah.
to, align with those variations.
Okay, so we've covered data security, domain-specific accuracy, ethical compliance, explainability, and customization.
Yeah.
What about like the more practical considerations?
Cost, scalability, and vendor reliability are crucial.
Okay.
You need to make sure that the pricing model is sustainable for your firm,
Right.
that the tool can grow with your needs,
Yeah.
and that the vendor is reputable
Mm-hmm.
and likely to be around for the long haul.
Right. It wouldn't make sense to like invest in a tool that's, going to become obsolete in a year or two.
Right.
What about compatibility with the systems we're already using?
That's a great point. Seamless integration with existing systems
Mm.
is key to smooth adoption and long-term success.
So we've got our checklist for evaluating legal AI tools.
Yes.
But you mentioned earlier that using general purpose AI like ChatGPT,
Right.
might not be the best idea for legal work.
Sure.
Can you elaborate on that?
ChatGPT and similar platforms can be incredibly helpful for certain tasks,
Okay.
like brainstorming ideas, drafting a quick email,
Mhm.
or even summarizing a news article.
Right.
But when it comes to legal work,
Yeah.
the stakes are much higher,
Right.
and the need for accuracy, confidentiality, and ethical compliance is paramount.
So you're saying those like general purpose AI tools might not be up to the task when it comes to the complexities and
Yeah,
the nuances of legal work.
exactly. Let's say you're working on a complex biotech licensing agreement.
Okay.
This type of agreement involves highly specialized terminology,
Right.
intellectual property considerations, regulatory hurdles,
Mm-hmm.
and potential liabilities that a general-purpose AI simply wouldn't be equipped to handle.
It's like asking a general practitioner to perform brain surgery.
That's a good analogy.
Right. In those situations, you need a specialized tool that understands, the intricacies of biotech law.
Can navigate the complex regulatory landscape
Right.
and can draft an agreement that's, legally sound and protects your client's interests.
So we've established that, specialized legal AI is the way to go.
Yes.
But what are some of the things these tools can actually do? Where do they really shine in legal practice?
That's where things get really exciting.
Okay.
We're moving from the theoretical to the practical. We're going to look at real-world use cases where legal AI is, transforming the way lawyers work.
I'm ready to see some AI magic in action.
Yeah.
Let's jump right into it.
Okay.
So, let's start with one of the the most common pain points for lawyers:
Okay.
contract review and drafting.
Right.
Even with all the advances in technology, lawyers still spend, countless hours poring over contracts, trying to make sense of all that legalese.
It's a necessary evil, but it's also incredibly time-consuming.
Right.
And prone to errors. Think about it. A single missing comma or, an ambiguous phrase in a contract
Right.
can have huge financial and legal consequences for a company.
And if you're dealing with hundreds or even thousands of contracts, the chances of missing something critical increase exponentially. It's like trying to find a needle in a haystack.
Exactly.
Yeah.
And that's where, specialized legal AI can make a world of difference.
Okay.
Imagine a scenario where a company is preparing for a major acquisition.
Yeah.
They have to review hundreds of vendor contracts, each with its own, unique terms and conditions.
That sounds like a recipe for burnout.
It definitely can be. And if they're, relying on manual review, it could take weeks or even months to, complete the process.
Right.
But with a legal AI tool like Spellbook,
Okay.
they can automate, much of that review process.
Spellbook. Tell me more about that.
So Spellbook is designed to integrate directly with Microsoft Word.
Okay.
Which is, a program that most lawyers use every day.
Right.
That uses generative AI to scan contracts,
Okay.
identify key clauses, flag potential risks, and even suggest revisions.
So instead of having a team of lawyers spend, countless hours reading through every single contract,
Right.
they can have Spellbook do a first pass, highlighting, the areas that need closer attention.
Right. And the AI can also help ensure consistency across all those contracts.
Okay.
Let's say the company has a standard clause that they include in all their vendor agreements.
Right.
Spellbook can make sure that that clause is present.
Yeah.
And correctly worded in every single document.
That's amazing. It's like having an AI assistant, double checking your work and making sure you haven't missed anything, crucial. So Spellbook can save lawyers a tremendous amount of time and effort on contract review.
Right.
But what about drafting new contracts?
Yeah.
Can AI help with that too?
Absolutely. Generative AI can even draft entirely new contracts.
Okay.
Based on, predefined templates and the specific needs of the client.
Right.
It can pull in relevant clauses. Adjust language based on jurisdiction.
Okay.
And even flag potential inconsistencies or areas that require, further negotiation.
That's really impressive. It's like having an AI co-counsel helping you craft the perfect, contract.
Think about it. You could literally describe the key terms of a contract to the AI.
Yeah.
And it could generate a first draft for you, saving you hours of work.
Right.
And as the AI is constantly learning and improving, the quality of these drafts will only get better over time.
I can see how this would be a game changer, especially for, solo practitioners.
Yeah.
Or small firms that don't have the resources to, hire large teams of lawyers.
Exactly. AI can, help level the playing field.
Right.
Giving smaller firms the the ability to compete with, much larger ones in terms of efficiency and expertise.
Okay, so we've talked about, how AI can revolutionize contract review and drafting.
Right.
What other areas of legal practice are being transformed by these tools?
Let's talk about document review and litigation.
Okay.
This is another area where lawyers can spend a huge chunk of their time.
Yeah.
Imagine a case involving, a corporate merger gone wrong.
Okay.
There could be millions of emails,
Wow.
internal memos,
Mm.
financial statements,
Mm.
presentations, and contracts to review.
Just thinking about that, makes my head spin.
It's a daunting task.
Hmm.
Traditionally, this kind of review would involve teams of, junior lawyers working around the clock,
Right.
often in windowless rooms, trying to
Mhm.
find that one email or document that could, make or break the case.
Not exactly the glamorous image of, a lawyer that you see in the movies.
Not at all. But with legal AI,
Yeah.
this process can be significantly streamlined.
Okay.
AI tools like CoCounsel
Okay.
can sift through those millions of documents in a fraction of the time
Right.
it would take a human team.
So how does that work? Does the AI just read everything
Yeah.
and magically tell you what's important?
It's not magic,
Okay.
but it's pretty close.
Okay.
CoCounsel uses advanced machine learning algorithms
Mm-hmm.
to analyze documents, identify patterns, and extract key information.
Right.
It can categorize documents,
Okay.
flag potentially relevant items,
Yeah.
and even generate summaries.
So it's like having an AI paralegal pre-screening all those documents, saving senior lawyers from having to, wade through irrelevant material.
Exactly, and that's just the beginning.
Okay.
CoCounsel can even analyze the language used in documents,
Mhm.
looking for patterns that might suggest, intent,
Yeah.
deception, or other relevant legal concepts.
That's fascinating. It's like the AI is, reading between the lines, looking for clues that a human reviewer might miss.
And it's not just about, finding that smoking gun document.
Right.
CoCounsel can also be used to build timelines,
Okay.
create visual representations of complex data.
Yeah.
And even identify key witnesses or areas for further investigation.
So AI is not just automating a tedious task. It's
Okay.
actually enhancing the entire process of document review, making
Yeah.
it more efficient and effective.
Right. It's about freeing up lawyers to focus on the strategic aspects of litigation, not just the data gathering.
Okay, so we've covered contract review and drafting,
Right.
and document review and litigation.
Yes.
What other tasks can legal AI, handle?
Legal research is another huge area
Okay.
where AI is making a big impact.
Okay.
Traditional legal research can be incredibly time-consuming.
Yeah.
You're often, poring over dusty law books
Mhm.
or navigating complex online databases,
Right.
trying to find that one case or statute that perfectly supports your argument.
And I imagine that with the, ever-expanding body of case law and regulations, finding that needle in the haystack is getting harder and harder.
It absolutely is.
Yeah.
But AI can change all that.
Okay.
Specialized legal AI tools like Alexi,
Alexi.
yes,
Oh, yeah.
can revolutionize the way lawyers conduct research.
How so?
Alexi can analyze vast amounts of legal data in seconds.
Okay.
Imagine being able to ask Alexi a question
Yeah.
like, what are the leading cases on the, duty of care and product liability?
Okay.
And getting a comprehensive answer in minutes.
Wow, that would save so much, time and effort.
Okay,
Exactly.
nice.
No more spending hours in the law library
Mm-hmm.
or sifting through endless search results.
And what's really impressive
Yeah.
is that Alexi can go beyond just, keyword searches.
Okay.
It can understand the context of your question
Yeah.
and the nuances of legal language to deliver more, accurate and relevant results.
So it's not just finding documents that contain, certain keywords.
You
It's
know.
about understanding the underlying legal concepts
Yes,
and finding the most relevant authorities.
exactly. And here's where it gets even more interesting.
Okay.
Alexi can even help you craft legal memos
Okay.
based on, your research.
Yeah.
It can pull in relevant case citations,
Right.
statutes,
Yeah.
and even suggest language for your arguments.
So it's like having an AI research assistant working alongside you.
Yes.
Helping you like build your case from the ground up.
That's a great way to put it. And as AI technology continues to, advance,
Yeah.
these tools will become even more sophisticated,
Hmm.
capable of analyzing, complex legal issues,
Yeah.
identifying subtle nuances,
Right.
and generating insights that might not be apparent to even the most, experienced human lawyer.
Okay, so legal AI is like revolutionizing contract review, document review, and legal research.
Yes.
What other areas are being impacted?
Mm-hmm.
What about litigation itself?
AI is transforming litigation as well.
Okay.
Legal AI tools like AI law,
AI law.
yeah, can be used to analyze deposition transcripts,
Mm-hmm.
create timelines of key events,
Okay.
and even predict how a judge might rule on certain motions.
So it's like having an AI legal strategist,
That's exactly right.
helping you navigate the complexities of a case.
AI law can analyze past rulings,
Okay.
identify patterns in a judge's decision making,
Yeah.
and even assess the strengths and weaknesses of your arguments.
Right.
It can also be used to draft litigation documents such as complaints, answers, and motions,
Mm-hmm.
using language that's tailored to the specific judge and jurisdiction.
That's incredible. It's like having an AI, co-counsel whispering in your ear during a hearing,
Yeah.
telling you like what arguments to make and
Mhm.
how to like frame your case.
And here's something else to consider.
Okay.
AI can also play a key role in e-discovery.
E-discovery.
Yeah, which is the process of reviewing electronic data
Right.
for relevant information in a lawsuit.
Okay.
We're talking about emails, text messages, social media posts,
Mhm.
financial records,
Yeah.
any digital information that might be relevant to the case.
I can see how that would be a nightmare to manage manually,
Yeah,
especially with the sheer volume of digital data that people generate these days.
absolutely, and that's where AI tools can really shine.
Okay.
They can use what's called predictive coding
Okay.
to sift through mountains of data,
Yeah.
identify relevant documents,
Right.
and even cluster them by topic or key concepts.
Predictive coding.
Yes.
Can you explain how that works?
It's a technique where lawyers train the AI by reviewing and tagging, a small sample of documents.
Okay.
The AI then uses those tags to predict the relevance of the, of the remaining documents,
Okay.
saving countless hours of manual review.
So it's like teaching the AI to think like a lawyer.
Exactly.
Yeah.
And this technology is incredibly powerful,
Yeah.
capable of analyzing, millions of documents in a fraction of the time that would take a human team. It can also help identify patterns and connections that might not be immediately obvious to a human reviewer.
So AI is not just like speeding up the process.
Right.
It's actually like enhancing the quality of the analysis.
Right. And in litigation, time is often, of the essence.
Yeah.
Being able to quickly and accurately analyze evidence can be the difference between, winning and losing a case.
Okay, so we've talked about how AI can be used for, contract review,
Right.
document review,
Yes.
legal research,
Mm-hmm.
litigation support, and e-discovery.
Yes.
Is there anything else? Is there anything that AI can do that goes beyond just like automating tasks?
Well, there's one more use case I want to touch on that's particularly interesting. Knowledge management.
Knowledge management.
Yeah. Law firms are constantly generating knowledge briefs, memos, contracts, research reports,
Right.
client communications, but keeping track of all this information
Yeah.
and making sure it's accessible when needed can be a real challenge.
Especially for like large firms with multiple practice areas.
Right.
And offices across the country or even like around the world.
Exactly. And that's where AI-powered knowledge management systems come in.
Okay.
Imagine a system that can automatically tag documents by, practice area,
Okay.
client,
Mm-hmm.
jurisdiction,
Mhm.
or even legal issue.
So instead of having to like manually file everything away, the AI does it for you?
Precisely. And this kind of system can also be used to create searchable databases
Okay.
of precedents,
Mm-hmm.
expert opinions,
Yeah.
internal memos, and other valuable, knowledge assets.
So it's like having an AI librarian who can instantly find any document you need.
And more than that,
Yeah.
the AI can learn from your, searches and preferences,
Okay.
suggesting related documents, or even highlighting connections that, that you might not have noticed.
That's amazing. It's like having an AI, research assistant
Yeah.
who can like anticipate your needs
Yes.
and guide you to the most relevant, information.
And this kind of technology can be particularly valuable for onboarding new lawyers,
Okay.
helping them quickly, get up to speed on the firm's expertise and resources.
Okay. So we've covered a wide range of tasks that legal AI can handle,
Yes.
from contract review
Right.
to e-discovery
Yeah,
to knowledge management.
exactly.
But you mentioned earlier that AI can also act as a like strategic thinking partner.
Yes.
Can you explain what you mean by that?
This is where things get really interesting.
Okay.
We've talked about AI as a tool to automate tasks and improve efficiency.
Yeah.
But AI can also be used to enhance legal strategy,
Oh, yeah.
brainstorm, creative solutions,
Mm-hmm.
and even generate new legal arguments.
Yeah. So instead of just being like a digital assistant,
Right.
AI can actually be a partner in the, legal process.
Exactly.
Yeah.
Imagine, brainstorming potential legal arguments with an AI.
Okay.
You could describe, the facts of a case,
Mm-hmm.
the relevant laws,
Mm-hmm.
and your desired outcome.
Right.
And the AI could help you explore different legal theories,
Okay.
identify potential weaknesses in your opponent's case,
Yeah.
and even suggest novel approaches you hadn't considered.
That's incredible. It's like having access to, a team of legal experts,
Yeah.
each with their own unique perspective,
Hmm.
all at your like fingertips.
And the AI could even analyze past rulings,
Yeah.
judicial trends,
Right.
and the specific arguments used in similar cases to help you craft the most persuasive legal strategy.
Okay. So AI can be used to streamline tasks,
Yes.
enhance efficiency, and even assist with, legal strategy. Right.
But what about the human element?
Mhm.
How do clients feel about their lawyers using AI?
Transparency is key. It's
Okay.
important to be open and honest with clients
Yeah.
about how you're using AI in their cases.
So no, trying to pass off the AI's work as your own brilliant legal thinking.
Definitely not.
Okay.
Explain to clients that that AI can be used to enhance efficiency,
Yeah.
reduce costs, and and improve accuracy.
Right.
But it's not a replacement for human judgment,
Right.
experience,
Yeah.
and creativity.
Right. Because ultimately, clients are hiring a lawyer, not an algorithm.
Exactly. And the lawyer is still the one making the decisions,
Yeah.
crafting the arguments,
Mhm.
and guiding the overall strategy of the case.
Right.
AI is a powerful tool.
Yeah.
But it's just that.
Right.
Okay, so we've talked about how AI can be used in isolation for, specific tasks.
Right.
But how would this all come together in like a real world setting?
Hmm.
Can you paint a picture of how a law firm might use multiple legal AI tools to, handle a complex case?
Absolutely. Let's say, a mid-sized firm is representing a client in a complex commercial litigation matter.
Okay.
They could, start by using co-counsel
Yeah.
to sift through millions of emails and documents,
Mm-hmm.
identifying the key pieces of evidence that support their client's, case.
So right off the bat, they're saving like countless hours of, manual review time.
Exactly. And once they have a better understanding of the facts,
Yeah.
they could use Alexi
Okay.
to conduct in-depth legal research,
Mm-hmm.
identifying, relevant case law, statutes, and legal precedents.
And Alexi can also help them draft, legal memos and briefs, pulling in the relevant citations and arguments.
Mm-hmm. Right. And when it comes to drafting motions and pleadings,
Okay.
they could use AI law to tailor their language
Mm-hmm.
to the specific judge and jurisdiction,
Right.
increasing their their chances of success.
So they're using AI to like optimize every stage of, the litigation process. What about managing all the internal knowledge generated during the case?
That's where an AI-powered knowledge management system, would come in.
Okay.
It would allow the firm to easily organize, search, and retrieve all the documents,
Yep.
research, and insights generated by the various, AI tools.
So it's like having an AI brain
Yeah,
that like remembers everything and can instantly, access any piece of information.
that's a great analogy. And this kind of, system could also be used to share knowledge across the firm,
Okay.
ensuring that everyone is working from the same playbook.
Yeah.
And leveraging the collective wisdom of, the entire legal team.
This is amazing. It's clear that legal AI is not just a passing fad.
Right.
It's a like fundamental shift in the way, law is practiced.
It is.
Yeah.
And it's creating incredible opportunities
Yeah.
for lawyers to, to work smarter, not harder,
Right.
and to deliver, better results for their clients.
This has been an incredible deep dive into the world of legal AI.
Yeah, it has.
I'm feeling inspired and a little bit overwhelmed,
Yeah.
but in a good way.
Okay.
It's clear that this technology is changing the game,
Yes.
and it's up to us as lawyers to understand its potential,
Right.
and use it wisely.
That's a great point. One of the biggest concerns is the potential for bias.
Bias.
Yeah. AI algorithms are only as good as the, data they're trained on.
So if the data itself is like biased,
Yes.
the AI will like simply perpetuate
Right.
those biases.
Exactly. And this is a serious issue,
Yeah.
especially in a field like law,
Mhm.
where fairness and impartiality are paramount.
Right.
It's crucial to carefully evaluate the training data used to develop, legal AI tools,
Okay.
and to be aware of the potential for bias in their outputs.
So it's not enough to simply like trust the technology.
Right.
We need to be like critical thinkers.
Yes,
Always questioning, the results and looking for potential blind spots.
absolutely. Another challenge is the issue of explainability.
Explainability.
Yeah. As AI systems become more complex,
Yeah.
it can be difficult to understand how they reach their conclusions.
So it's like a black box.
Yeah.
We input data and get an answer, but we don't know how the AI got there.
Right. And this lack of transparency can be problematic in legal settings,
Yeah.
where we need to be able to explain our reasoning
Right.
and justify our decisions.
So as lawyers, we can't just blindly rely on the AI's like outputs.
Right.
We need to be able to, understand the logic behind the AI's like recommendations and to, make our own independent judgments.
Exactly. We need to be in the driver's seat,
Right.
using AI as a powerful tool to augment our own skills and expertise,
Yeah.
not to replace them.
Okay. So we need to be mindful of, potential bias,
Yeah.
the need for transparency,
Mhm.
and the importance of maintaining like human oversight
Yes.
when using AI in legal practice.
Exactly.
What about the future?
Yeah.
Where do you see like legal AI going in the next, 5 to 10 years?
That's a fascinating question.
Yeah.
And the possibilities are truly exciting.
Okay.
I think we'll see AI tools become even more sophisticated,
Yeah.
capable of handling, increasingly complex legal tasks.
So we might like see AI drafting contracts, arguing cases in court.
Yeah.
Or even like negotiating settlements.
It's not impossible.
Wow.
And I think we'll also see a greater focus on personalization.
Personalization.
Yeah. With with AI tools being tailored to the specific needs of individual lawyers and law firms.
So imagine having like an AI
Yeah.
that's trained on, your past cases,
Right.
your writing style,
Yeah.
your legal strategies, your preferences.
Yes.
It would be like, having a digital version of yourself working alongside you, expert speaker.
That's a great way to put it. And as as AI becomes more integrated into legal practice, I think we'll also see new ethical considerations emerge.
So as the technology evolves, we'll need to like continually reassess the ethical implications
Right.
and ensure that, AI is being used responsibly in the legal profession.
Exactly. It's an ongoing conversation.
Right.
And it's one that, we need to be having as a profession.
It really does, feel like we're on the cusp of like a major transformation in the legal profession.
Yeah.
And this leads me to something you said earlier
Okay.
about AI's potential as a like strategic thinking partner.
Mm-hmm.
It's such an interesting concept.
Yeah, it is.
Can you unpack that like a bit more?
We've talked about AI automating tasks and improving efficiency, but let's,
Yeah.
let's imagine a scenario where a lawyer is working on a complex case involving, say, a trade secret dispute in the tech industry.
Okay.
This type of case often involves like mountains of technical data,
Yeah.
complex legal arguments,
Right.
and shifting, industry dynamics.
It sounds incredibly challenging.
Yeah.
Even for like the most experienced lawyer.
Absolutely. But imagine if that lawyer could use, AI.
Not just to analyze documents
Mm-hmm.
or research, case law,
Right.
but to actually brainstorm strategies,
Okay.
test different approaches, and even generate new legal, arguments.
So it's like having an AI, brainstorming partner,
Exactly.
helping you think outside the box.
Yeah.
And come up with, innovative solutions.
The lawyer could, feed the AI all the relevant information,
Yeah.
the facts of the case, the applicable laws,
Mm-hmm.
the industry, context,
Right. Yeah.
and the desired outcome.
Yeah.
And the AI could help them explore different legal avenues.
The AI could analyze past rulings
Yeah,
in similar cases.
exactly.
Identify patterns and trends, and even suggest strategies that the lawyer, might not have considered on their own.
And here's where it gets really interesting.
Okay.
The AI could also play, devil's advocate.
Okay. Challenging the lawyer's assumptions,
Right.
pointing out, potential weaknesses in their arguments,
Okay.
and forcing them to think, more deeply about the case.
So it's not just about generating ideas. It's
Well,
about refining those ideas and
Yes.
making sure they're as strong as possible.
Right. And by playing this role,
Yeah.
the AI can help the lawyer develop, a more comprehensive and persuasive legal strategy.
Right.
It's about using AI not just to work faster,
Yeah.
but to think smarter.
This makes me think about the way, chess grandmasters use AI
Okay.
to prepare for matches.
Yeah.
They don't just let the AI play for them.
Right.
They use it as a training partner
Yes.
to, test their strategies, identify weaknesses, and expand their understanding of the game.
That's a great analogy.
Right.
And in the same way that, AI is revolutionizing chess, it's also transforming, the practice of law. It's about pushing the boundaries of what's possible
Yeah.
and using technology to enhance, human intelligence.
So we've talked about the potential of AI as a strategic thinking partner.
Right.
But I want to circle back to something we, touched on earlier.
Okay.
The importance of transparency
Yeah.
when using AI in, legal practice. Can you expand on why that's so crucial?
Transparency is essential, for building trust with clients. It's about explaining how, AI is being used in their cases,
Right.
what benefits it can, provide,
Yeah.
and what limitations it has.
It's about being upfront and honest.
Right.
Not trying to hide the fact that AI is being used or to oversell its, capabilities.
Exactly. Clients need to understand
Yeah.
that AI is a tool.
Right.
And like any tool, it can be used, effectively or ineffectively. The lawyer is still the one, in charge, making the decisions
Yeah.
and guiding the overall, strategy.
Right, because ultimately, clients are hiring a lawyer
Yeah.
for their, judgment,
Yes.
their experience,
Mm-hmm.
and their ability to navigate the complexities of, the legal system.
Exactly.
As simply a tool to help them do that more effectively.
And by being transparent, about how AI is being used,
Yeah.
lawyers can not only build trust with their clients,
Right.
but also help them understand the evolving landscape of, legal practice.
It's about educating clients
Yes.
and empowering them to make, informed decisions about their legal representation.
Exactly.
Now, before we wrap up, I want to touch on the bigger picture. We've talked about, the impact of AI on specific, legal tasks.
Right.
But how do you, see AI shaping the future of the legal profession as a whole?
That's a fascinating question.
Yeah.
And I think the answer is that, AI will fundamentally transform the way law is practiced.
Yeah.
We'll likely see a shift away from the traditional model of lawyering, where lawyers spend, countless hours on routine tasks
Right.
like document review and legal research.
Those tasks will, increasingly be automated,
Yeah.
freeing up lawyers to focus on higher value activities like,
Yeah.
Strategic planning, client counseling, and creative problem solving.
Exactly. And this shift will have profound implications
Yeah.
for the structure of law firms,
Okay.
the skills lawyers need to succeed,
Right.
and even the way legal services are delivered.
It's almost like we're entering, a new era of legal practice.
Yeah.
One where, technology and human expertise work together in, unprecedented ways.
And it's an era filled with both challenges and opportunities.
Yeah.
The challenge will be to adapt to these changes, embrace new technologies,
Right.
and develop the skills needed to thrive in this, evolving.
The opportunity is to, create a more efficient,
Yes.
accessible, and just legal system.
Right.
One that, leverages the power of AI
Mhm.
to deliver, better outcomes for clients and society as a whole.
I completely agree.
This deep dive has been truly, eye-opening.
It has.
It's, it's clear that legal AI is more than just, a passing trend.
Right.
It's, it's a transformative force that's, reshaping the legal landscape. And
Yeah.
for those who are willing to, embrace it, AI offers, incredible opportunities
Yeah.
to enhance their practice,
Right.
deliver better value to their clients,
Hmm.
and shape the future of, law.
And for our listener, if you're intrigued by what you've heard today, I encourage you to keep exploring this fascinating field. Read articles, attend conferences,
Yeah.
experiment with different tools. The world of legal AI is constantly evolving,
Right.
and it's an exciting time to be a part of this revolution.
This has been an incredible deep dive into the world of, legal AI. It's been a fascinating conversation.
It has.
And, I'm sure our listener has learned a great deal about this rapidly evolving field.
I hope so.
Until next time.